Okay, just mute in your side. If you have any doubt, unmute it and ask me. Okay, please mute in your side. Okay. Uh, so I'm going to start your Java fundamentals. So inside this Java fundamentals, we having the many topics. Identifier, reserved word, data type, literals, array, types of variable, and where variable argumented, main method, command line argument, and Java coding standard. Okay, so first we will understand what is identifier. So identifier, its name is called identifier, means you are identifying to someone, right? So if we will go in the real-time project, so we having the many classes, packages, right? So how to find that package? Might be you are working on your project, right? So if you are facing the issue, if you will go in the logs, they will you can find it where the issue is there, right? So how to find that? So in the logs, you will display class test runner class B have a problem. Test runner class B have a problem. Okay. Test runner class. What happened? You are sharing something. Okay. So test runner class B have a problem. Okay. So identifier. So how to identify in Java, right? So if you are working in your any organization, someone want to find you, how they will find you? Your name might be duplicate, right? Your PAN card number or your Aadhaar card number or your mobile card number or your employee ID, right? This is the way. Same thing happened with the Java. In Java we have also identifier. So a name in a Java program is called identifier. It can be class name. So identifier, it can be class name, method name, and variable name. These are the identifiers. So let him go here, right? So this is my Edit Plus software. If you don't know how to install, reach out to me. I will tell you. Okay. Last session I already discussed regarding this, how to configure this Edit Plus software, right? So we have a one class I have created, demo class. If you go through my recording session, I have one question. What is this 7 line of the code? I will not spend too much time because I already spent it many times on this line of the code. If you are still you are not able to explain this code, go through my previous session. I already shared my video. Okay. After that, if you have any doubt, then you can let me know. I will explain. Okay. So here, what is the identifier? So class name is your identifier. Method name is your identifier. Okay. So this is your, again, this is a string is also class, right? A string is also class. This is your uh, a string type of an array, and this is your variable. So if you are writing this int a equal to 10, so what is here? Variable, sorry, identifier a. Please mute everyone, please mute in your side. Okay, so this is your a is your variable. So it is an identifier, right? Class name, method name, and variable name. So this is also identifier. This is your inbuilt class. This is your 1D array type. Why it is there? Because here we can pass multiple type of argument. In command line we can pass multiple type of argument. That's why this is parameter is called a string type of an array, args. It is like that. So this is your array, 1D array. So coming session we will discuss what is an array. Okay, so leave it this. So this is your variable. Okay, int, right? Same thing it's written here, right? So here this string is your inbuilt class. So this is your identifier. So like that we can find the identifiers, but we have some rules for the identifiers. Okay, you cannot write anything directly over there. We having the some rules. So first rule for the identifier, the only allowed character in Java identifier is a small a to z, capital A to z, 0 to 9, underscore, and dollar. So these are the things which is applicable for the identifier, except if you will use anything, you will get compile time error. While creating your code, your identifier stuff is how to create. So these are the only applicable if you are creating a class, if you are creating a variable, if you are creating a method. So these are the applicable things. A small a to z, capital A to z, 0 to 9, underscore and dollar. Except if you will give any special character, you will get compile time error, right? So we can try. Okay, like why this is coming, I don't know. Okay, we can try. So how we can try it, right? So let's uh, I'm writing Mohit like this. Okay, you can see I have given this hash using while creating this identifier. Means identifier is your class. If I will compile this code, you can see what we are getting this illegal start character. Means compiler will tell you if you are executing the Java code, then you have to compile the code, then you have to execute the code. Compiler will compile and compiler will check the syntax of the code. If everything is fine, it will generate .java class file. .java class file having the machine code. Machine code is byte code. That code is able to understand Java virtual machine. Okay. So here it is not applicable. What is applicable? Underscore and dollar only, you can see. Except if you will give anything, you will get compile time error. So this is the first example I have given. Here we are getting also compile time error. If we will try here in this code something this. Okay, I'll not write here. I will write here this. Okay, if you will compile this code, you can see compiler is telling actually this is the different error because I have not given this semicolon. So just I want to give this error. I don't want to show you. Actual error is here. This compiler is telling this is error expected. So this is not allowed, right? At the rate. Okay. So like that you can do the practice for others also. While doing the practice, you have to type the code. Don't look and feel. Otherwise you will not understand any coding language, any programming language. If you will do look and feel, nothing will happen. Do practice number of times. It doesn't matter it is a one line of the code. Okay, so we need to do practice. So second rules for the identifier is it is not a starting from digit. Means here we have this. Okay, so I'm giving this. So identifier should not be a start with a digit. So I'm going to create one class. Class name is 10 app. Okay, class name is 10 app. I'm going to create this. We'll create this. If I will compile this code, you can see we are getting some error, same, unexpected. So identifier should not be a start from digit. So this is the class name here, right? So identifier. But if you will create a class like that, app 10, then it should not start with digit, but you can write the digit after your class name or your, see, I'm not getting here any error, right? Got it, right? This is the important point. These are the basics of core Java. So these are the things you should know. Otherwise, while developing your code, you are not confident what you have to write and how to write, right? So same thing I have given here for example for that. So here you will get compile time error because identifier is starting from digit. So if I will compile this code, you can see we are getting not a statement. Means it is a not a statement. Okay, so here we will get compile time error. But I told you the rules is identifier is not a start from digit. But you can write the digit here. Okay, one second. Got it right? Okay, so this is the another rule for the identifiers. Third rule is identifier is case sensitive. Case sensitive means if you are writing int a equal to 10, if you are writing int capital A equal to 20, Okay, so here what will happen? Here the memory allocation is different for different, right? So here we having the different memory. I'll tell you one thing. I'm writing a and same variable name. If I will compile this code, you can see we are getting this variable is already defined in main method, because what when you are writing this, then how the memory is allocated, right? So memory will allocate like that. So I think I'm not able to write here properly. Yeah, we can write this int. Okay. Oh, already written here, so no problem. Not required to write. Okay, so what happened here? So here it will store the value here inside the, this will store the value here. Okay, and when you are writing variable name, so this is the type, which type you are writing. So what happened, the memory will locate from, this is left to right, right? So from here to here it will store here, and this is your int type. You have to tell to JVM and compiler which type of the variable you are storing, right? So what happened here, this one box will create here, 10 will store here. Okay, this is your address. Some address will be there, some number will be there here, and this will point to here. Got it, right? So already this is acquired. Got it, right? Already this is acquired. Okay, people try to acquire same, like when you are, I'll tell you the, you have registered one page, new, you are the new customer, and you have enter mandatory field is here mobile number. So I'm going to tell you the real time. So when you are enter this mobile number, right? So what will happen? You register one time. Second time again you are registering for same mobile number. You can see this error. Your mobile number is already exist. So same thing happen here also, right? So in this uh, a variable already, someone acquired the memory for variable name a. But if you will write capital A, then what happen here? Different memory will created, right? So now we are not getting any error. So this concept is called case sensitive, right? So same thing I have mentioned here, right? This Java identifier are case sensitive. So I have given one example for that number. Okay, so number is like, you can see this is the number, and all the number having the case sensitive. So I'm going to change here. Okay, so here you can see. Okay, so now I'm going to print this number. Sorry, print this number. So number I'm going to print here. Hi Nashima. Okay, so just I have started the session, and this session is recorded. So what is your job? Just continue this session. Okay, don't miss any session and anything. Okay. Okay, this Java I have started from beginning, and definitely you will very good in the core Java. Someone will ask how you are good in the Java. Okay, so here, so actually I'm teaching you the identifier. Okay, so we having the some rules for the identifier. So first, so what is the identifier here? So identifier is just, I'm recalling this because he is very new in the Java concept. Okay, so here identifier means here we have a class name, method name, this is the method name, and this is also earned variable name. I think this first wala, yeah. So this is your class name. So class name is your identifier, method name is your identifier, and variable name. Three things is called identifier. How to identify? Okay, so these are the identifiers. While creating the class name, variable name, and method name, we have to follow some rules. Means rules of the identifier. So first rule, what is the first rule? Um, Capital A to Z, a small a to Z, underscore, dollar, 0 to 9. These are the applicable for identifier. If you will underscore and dollar, okay, underscore dollar, 0 to 10, A to Z, capital A to digit. These are the applicable for the identifier. We have some rules. If you will write except anything underscore or dollar, here you will get compile time error. Okay, so this is the first I have explained to you. Second rules, identifier should not be start with digit. If you will try to start with digit, we will get compile time error. And we are learning the third rule. This is the case sensitive. So you can see every if meaning English word means A, but here we have a capital A. So here acquiring the different memory. Same thing number, this number having the different memory, this number having the different memory, and this number having the means one person having the different surname. Surname is different and first name is same. Okay, so definitely the person is different, right? So same thing number. So you can see all the numbers will acquire the different memory here. Okay, this is another rules for the identifiers. Okay, just printing this value, not a big deal. One second, the people are okay. This is the another rule for the identifier. Okay, so any other rules? So this is the same like that. We already discussed this. Yeah, one more thing, there is no length limitation of this identifier. If you are writing the identifier like that, okay, I will store 10. If I will compile this code, we won't get any compile time and runtime error, but it is not recommended to use. Why? Because it is not readable, right? So this is not recommended to use. So here I have written that inside this notes, there is no length limit for Java identifier, but it is not recommended to use. It reduces readability of the code. Okay, so we cannot use reserve word in identifier. You can see here these are the reserve word: static, void, public, class. These are the reserve word. So how many reserve word is there? I'll show you. We having the list of the reserve word. These are the reserve word. Okay, in Java some words are reserved to represent some meaningful functionality. Such type of the word are called reserve word. So we have a 53 reserve word, but 3 reserved word is unuseful. We are not using this. Okay, so we having the used 48. So these are the reserved words. So if else we have a keyword for data types, you can say this is byte short int. We cannot use this reserved word as a identifier. This is the rules. If you will write, int if equal to 20, okay, we cannot use. You will get error, unexpected something, right? So it is not possible. So this is the another rules for identifiers. Okay, so we have discussed, I think this is the last rules for the identifier. So this is the, you know, one more rules is there. This is the important. So all the predefined classes and interface we can use as a identifier. So what do you meaning of predefined and user defined? Anyone can tell what is the meaning of predefined and user defined? You don't know. Predefined means the people already developed this, right? So this is your Java API. How much depth Java it is. This is your inbuilt packages. Inside this we having the many classes, many interface, many methods, variables, many things are there. This is, Java is like complete library, and coming means a new version of the Java is also adding new library, means predefined classes which is already developed by the Java people. So one class is there that is called a string class. So this is the predefined class. So all the predefined class or interface, you should not understand what is the interface. So just you can understand interface is a like a class. Okay, So predefined interface and predefined classes we can use as a identifier. So this is the another rules for the identifier. So what I'm going to tell you here, so just only copy and paste this code, and here we will get compile time error, here also we'll get compile time error, so better to execute here. Okay, so here you can see. Okay, so here we can use, this is your predefined class, right? So this predefined class we can use as identifiers. Okay, so if I will compile this code, now I'm able to display. Tell me any doubt is there in this point? If you will not tell, I will not understand. No. What is the identifier here? What is the identifier in this line? Tell me, yaar. If you are not able to understand, tell me. I told you, right? This is your predefined class. So predefined class we can use as a identifier. So when you are creating variable, right? When you are creating the variable, then what will happen? We need to give the types, right? So here we have a store integer type. Here we have a store integer type, right? So this is the variable name, store the value here. So this is the rules for the identifier, your predefined classes and interface we can use. But here what is the identifier? This one, this is your variable, right? And here this is your double quotes, means this is the string value. If you will not use this double quotes, then you will, then compiler at JVM is not able to find this is your a string value. Got it right? So if I will compile this code, able to compile and able to execute. Tell me if you have any doubt. This is your tricky. If you know, it is very good for you. If you don't know, it is a little bit tricky. Sumit, are you able to understand? Okay. Any others people who is not able to understand? Okay, because Java is independent. All the topics are independent for each other. Okay, so if we will go day by day, it will relate for the previous topic. If you will not able to understand, Nasima, are you able to understand this? Okay, okay. Then we'll good to go. Then we have covered this identifier part. So these are just I have given for your revision purpose. So this is not, we will get here error. Here we will also get the error, right? Because this is starting from digit. Here also will get error because it is starting from hash. Here also will get error because it is starting from digit. Here we will not get any error. We have used here underscore and dollar, so no error. Here we have used double underscore and double dollar. We won't we get any error. You can use n number of underscore and dollar, no problem at all. Okay. Here we will get error. Here will get error. No, right? Here we won't we get any error because this digit is in the last, right? We already shown you in the practical part. So these are the list of the reserved words. So we already discussed regarding this. So keyword for data type. These are the data types we will use. Keyword for flow control, so these are the flow control we will use. Keyword for modifier, public, private, protected, so this all this keyword we will use in the coming session day by day. Keywords for exception handling, try catch, finally, throw, throws and assert. And class related keyword, class, interface, package, import, extend and implement. These are the class related, so we will use all the keyword we will use in coming session. Object related keyword, new, super, this, instance of. So when you will create an object, so we don't know how what is an object and all, right? So coming session we will discuss. So leave it this, just we know that these are the keywords and sorry, reserve word, and we will use this void, and we have a reserved literals, true and false and null. Okay, so one interview question is that what is null and what is the null pointer exception. This is the favorite interview question. Okay, so null is your default value of an object, and null null pointer exception means when you are going to create an object, then what will happen, your code or your when object, when I will tell the object means it is a memory. If I will tell object, right, so what happened, this is your object. This is one type of container. You are storing something here. Okay, storing means what you can store, variable, methods, method you can access over there, right, variable and uh, or what you can means be having the non-static member. So any non-static member, y object will come in the picture. So we have a static member and we have a non-static member. Non-static member. Okay, a static member and non-static member. So coming session we will discuss. So when non-static member means when you are creating non-static member, you need to create an object, and this object will provide the memory for non-static member. Okay, so what happened when you are providing the memory for this member is not able to point this object. So runtime we will get null pointer exception. Okay, so coming session we will discuss, so leave it this. Okay, so this is the just I have given the one more question is there, why Java is not purely OOP concept. What is meaning of OOP concept? Means object oriented programming language. You can see here I can create a class from any name. Any name is your object, real world object, right? So how this programming will work? Object oriented programming will work like that. Okay, this is one, and this is the real world object. If we will create a class for computer, yeah, it will execute bank, employee, railway, flights. These are the real world object. But how to implement this, right? So if you are going to develop any application, right? If you are going to develop any application, okay, which application? Like I need to open my institute, right? So I have a one requirement. I am the client. I don't know about of software and all, but I need to open my business. I will go to my software company and I will contact to them. Okay, so then they will ask to you, that guy name is your business analyst or senior architect. Okay, they will ask you what is your requirement. You have to tell this is your requirement. So I will tell you I want to open my business, online classes and offline classes. So my design of the software is application is be having the some like online classes, one features are there, another is offline classes, another is live session, another is recording session, right, another is project class, another is like that. These are the requirement. So if someone will hit the URL on the portal, then what will happen, it will populate registration page. First you will register, then you are able to visit my website. So these are the requirement. So what is, then they will ask you what is your business name and application name. I will tell Engineers Tech Hub. So what is the Engineers Tech Hub? Real world object, right? So that real world object we are going to convert into the programming world. Okay, so this is your, after that we having the many things here. After that we have a many things here. So what is the many things here? So net banking, right? So like net banking, one application is there, HDFC Bank. How HDFC Bank is working, right? So HDFC Bank is real world object we have implemented in your programming world, right? So e-commerce, Redverse, right? So this real world object we have converted into the programming world. You can say this is your implementation. If you will hit your URL, be having the many features over there, right? E-commerce, Amazon, right? Be having the many features. So just I have given the overview of that. If you are developing the application, we need to learn many technology, right? So many language, by using the many language you can develop, but the concept is just I'm going to little bit give you the overview of the what is the OOP concept, object oriented programming language. What do you meaning of that? Okay, we will discuss this OOP concept in the coming session. So leave it this part. Okay, right? So that's why here the question is why Java is not purely OOP. Okay, we can develop our code using the purely OOP concept or OOP principle. Okay, because in Java we don't have a operator overloading, because don't have a multiple inheritance. So these are the things you are not able to understand. What is the overloading, inheritance, Java support? This word you are able to understand because this is your primitive data type, int, float, double, and all. So these are the primitive data type we use here. But these are the things are there because of Java is not purely OOP concept. But we can develop our code which is pure object oriented. Okay, so this is the question. Okay, you can give the answer like that. So next topic is your data type. So we have a different type of the data types here. So we have a primitive data type. Primitive data type is divided into two part: number data type and numeric non-numeric data type. Okay, I think this diagram is not completely correct. Okay, so no problem. So just I will give you the overview. So here this number data type we have a two types: integer data type and floating data type. So primitive data type is two type: number data type and non-numeric. In non-numeric we will come it will come boolean type and char type, and integral data type it will come byte, short, int, double, and long. So floating means float and double. Okay, so we will see this. What is the byte data type? Okay, so this is your byte. Byte having the size 1, max value is 127 and min value is 128. 0 means positive number and 1 is negative number. Okay, so when you are storing the value 0, it will represent uh, positive number, and 1 means negative number. So positive number will be represent directly in the memory actually, and the negative number will be represent the 2s complement. So when you are storing the value, right, so it will directly store positive number, but negative number internally 2s complement operation will happen. That is the uh, digital electronics part. So I'm not going to discuss what is the 2s complement, not required. Nobody will ask, just your knowledge purpose this point I have written. Okay, that's it. So I'll give you one example here so we will understand this. What is this? Okay, so okay, this is the commented part. Okay, I have commented this, remove this. Okay, so just I'm going to display this number, right? B1 and B2 somewhere I have, yes, here. So simply what will happen? No, no, no. B1, this is your B2. Okay, this is your B1 and B2. Okay, if I will compile this code, you can see just I am displaying in front of int. I have written the byte. So this byte having the only one byte size. I'll tell you, this is one byte, 8 bits. Maximum you can store 128 and minimum minus 128. Okay, so let's will continue this. This is your, and if I will compile this code, sorry, I need to, okay, so first we need to save this, sorry, save this. Okay, so now if I will compile, I will to display this number. That's it. Type is byte. Okay, so if I will try to like that, b1 b1 in b1 I'm storing two value b1 and b2. I'm trying to display this b3. Okay, so this is the common sometime error will come. So need to understand this concept. Okay, so this concept is applicable for all the data types and you will get same error. Okay, so if I will compile this code, getting some you know error here. First I will remove this all the things, not looks good. Okay, so now if I will compile now, you can see now it is a fresh. We are getting like we are able to understand what actually compiler were telling. Incompatible type, possible lossy conversion into byte. My question is why this error is coming. Anyone having any idea why this error is coming? See what happened here. This is the 1 byte, right? This is the 1 byte. 1 byte memory will allocate. This is also 1 byte, right? 1 byte. So here B1 having the 1 byte, B2 having the 1 byte, and B3 also having the 1 byte only, right? 1 byte. Right, only having the 1 byte. But how many byte you are storing? 2 byte. Okay, byte 1 and byte 2. So single chair, this is the one chair, this is another chair, and this is another chair. In this chair only one person is able to sit. That is the only capacity of chair is there. You are trying to, the two people are trying to sit here. Then what happen? Unbalanced, right? Might be chair will broken, right? So here same thing happened with memory location. So what happened here? The 2 byte, you are storing 2 byte in one variable. This is the byte also having the 1 byte, 1 byte and 1 byte. But you are storing here 2 byte. So this is unbalanced. Okay, so that's why this compiler is throwing this error. Incompatible type lossy conversion. Have any doubt regarding this point? Why this is coming error? But same thing, if I will try to store in the integer type. Okay, just I'm going to comment because you will get compile time error. So I'm going to comment this. So same, I'm going to store in integer type variable v5 and integer type. So if I will compile this here, we will not get any error. Question is why? Because the integer having the 4 spaces means one chair, 4 people can sit here. Okay, this is your big chair. Okay, this is your big chair. The 4 people can sit minimum. Okay, sorry, got it right. So here, so how many person it here sitting? How many person are there? 2 person. Capacity is 4 and 2 person is there. So that's why we are not getting any error. Okay, I'll give you this documentation also regarding this. So that's why we are not getting any error here because it is having the 4 byte. Because the type is integer, right? So it is having the 4 bytes. So here only 2 byte we are going to store here, right? So that's why we are not getting the error. But here we are getting the error because it is having the 1 byte, you are storing the 2 byte. Means one chair, capacity of the chair is only 1 person can sit, but 2 person is sitting on that chair. So that's why we are getting this compile time error here. But here we have a big chair, 4 people can sit, only 2 people have seated here, right? So we are not getting any compile time error. It is compatible with this. Okay, so this is the one more thing. Here we are not storing, you know, memory, right? Here storing the value. Don't confuse this. 10 plus 20. The value will come 30 here. Okay, so here we won't we get any compile time and runtime error. Why? Because here storing the value, not storing the size, right? So if I will compile this code, you can see I'm able to compile, I'm able to execute. Let me know if you have any error, any doubt regarding this example, because all this example is repeated, concept are repeated for all the data types. Okay, got it right. So this is your one example for byte. Okay, so we will go for the another one. So what is applicable and what is not applicable? If we will try to store this boolean type and all, you will get compile time error. So I'm going to execute this value. So here what is the maximum size is 27, right? I have exceeded this time, sorry, value. Here you will get compile time error. I will compile this code. Here also you will get compile time error because floating point and double point is not applicable for that. Here also we will get compile time error. Just I am going to okay, control Z. Can I comment multiple like that? No, no, we cannot comment this. Okay. So here also we will get compile time error because boolean is not acceptable in byte. It is also not acceptable with byte. Okay, so if I will compile this, you can see all the error will display here. This is the different because the variable is already there. So this is the different type of the error. Leave it this. You can see here incompatible type boolean cannot be converted into the byte. Here we are also getting the error. This is the different error because B5 is already there. Leave it this. Here we have a different type of the error. So what is the error? A string cannot be converted into the this byte type, right? So we are getting this type of the error. Okay, so this is your example for byte. Okay, so same example, this is only repeated. Okay, you can do the practice for same. So sort having also same 2 byte. Here the size is 2 byte, 16 bits. Range is this is the range for, you know, memory location, or you can tell. Okay, so we'll try with this what the things is applicable and what the things is not applicable. So better to try here only. So just here. So same thing, concept are same. Whatever the rules and size of this variable is there, if you will exceed this, so maximum size is this you can store. If you will exceed, you will get compile time error. Another data types is not applicable here. I have a store boolean type, float type. Then if I will compile this, we will get compile time error. Incompatible type logic conversion, double to short, it is not applicable. Okay, so this is your short. Okay, so we have a int, right? So it is having the 4 byte, we have already shown you, right? And 32 bits. So this is the range from this is the range. Nobody will ask this range, but for your knowledge purpose I have written here long 8 byte. Okay, this is the range of this. You can calculate but not required. Okay, so all the above data types. So whatever the data types we have discussed, that is called byte, short, int, long, representing the integral value. Okay, if you want to represent a floating point value, then we should go for float and double. So we have a two important point here. So this is your size is 4 byte, and here size is 8 byte. These are the important points. Okay, and these are the mathematical calculation. You can go through this, not required for that. Okay, so these are the things important, 4 byte and 8 byte. So these are the range of this. So, okay, so I will come on this point for plot and double. Okay, so we have sorry. Okay, so we have another concept called literals. So what do you meaning of literals? So we having the one type of the constants. What do you meaning of that constant? Okay, so here we will get compile time error. See here, if I will f, then it will become the floating point type. F float, L long type, D double type. Okay, so it will convert. This is called constant, or this is called literals. If I will compile this, you can see here we are getting not a statement. Why? Because this is considered as okay. No. This is I'll not tell you this because this is the different error we are getting this one. So just I'm going to, yeah, this one I want to show you. Here type is your integer, but we are getting the it will become the float value. You can say float from int, right? So this is called your literals. F, it will become float. Okay, so sometime many place, if you having the real time coding, then you can see this type of the things they are using this. Okay, so these are the range of this. So byte, short, int, long, double. You can see short and char will come after, before int. Okay, this is having the same range, short and char. Okay, These are the range of that, but we have some exception for your data types. So we have a two exception, long and float. So what is the exception, I will tell you in this code. Okay, so these are the exception. What is the exception here? You can see, as per concept, long having the 8 byte and float having the 4 byte. Okay, long having the 4 byte and float having the sorry, long having the 8 byte and float having the 4 byte. Here I have a store here long type, that is fine, no problem. L means long type. Okay, but in the float I store here again long, right? So you have to ask the question, this is having the size is 8 byte, okay, and this is having the size of 4 byte, 4 byte. Got it right? 8 byte and 4 byte. But here we won't we get any compile time error. If we will try to store in the long float value, here we will get compile time error. This is your exception. Okay, so as we know that in the byte we have seen, right, we are storing 1 byte in 2 byte, we're getting the compile time error because of memory is less and you are storing more value. But here it is the vice versa of that. In less memory I must able to store more value. Okay, but here we having the 8 byte but we are not able to float value. So this is the exception, and why it is going to happen I will give you the notes. Okay, so here this is completely vice versa of long and float. So this is your question, is your multiple choice question. Many companies asking the multiple choice question. Any doubt here? Okay, so here just I have written the region. Size of long is 8 byte and size of float is 4 byte, but still we cannot store float directly in the long, but we can store long directly in a float because internally JVM follow the different memory representation. When you are writing anything, right, in Java virtual machine all the data will store. In Java virtual machine we having the different memory they have allocated. So we have a heap memory, we have a heap and method area, heap area, and we have a modes. Okay, so I'm not going to JVM architecture, but because of JVM memory representation this is going to happen. Okay, this is not in our hand. So just I have given some overview of this. Okay, what happened here, it did not copy properly. Okay, so I'll copy this. What we have learned, just going to do revision. Okay, so what is here, we will get compile time error, right? Here we will get compile time error. Here we won't we get any compile time error. I'm commenting this. If you want you can execute yourself. Here you will get compile time error, right? Here we will get compile time error. Why? Because this is your double type and are storing in float. Here we will get compile time error. Compile time error. Here we will not get any compile time error. Here we will not get any compile time error. Double value. Boolean value. Right? Here we will get compile time error. This is not a keyword. Okay, you are writing the capital T. So here we will not get, here we will get compile time error. You can execute line by line. If you will do the practice, here we won't we get any compile time error. Why? Because this is your character type. Here we won't we get any compile time error. This is your string type. If I will compile this code, it will work fine because the compile time error I have commented this. So this is your data types. So next topic is your array. So what is an array? What is an array? Sorry, I didn't get you. Your voice is very slow. I have one question. You have to store 100 element or 100 integer value. How you will store? How you will store the value, right? We cannot store the value like that. We cannot store 100 value like that, right? Int a equal to 10. You have to store 100 value. Hmm. We cannot store like that, right? It is very difficult to manage and it will acquire too much memory, right? So it is very difficult to, if you have a 1 lakh value, then you will write 1 lakh time. No, that's why we have a one concept called array. So array, what will happen in array? You can store multiple element in a single variable. Why array came? If you want to store multiple value, then we can store. If you want to store multiple element and multiple object or multiple value, then we should go for array. So we can store multiple element and multiple array in a single variable. Okay, then we should go for array. But array having the some disadvantage. I will tell you what is the advantage and disadvantage of an array for your coming session. Okay, so just I will give you little bit overview then. Okay, so because if I will explain, it will take more time. So how many value you want to store? I want to store 100 value. Okay, so what happened here? This line of the code, new means one object will create. Just I want to give you here just diagram of that. When you are writing new keyword, then internally one object will create like that. This is your integer type. Which type of the element you want to store? Data type of the data type you have to provide here. How many element you want to store? This is the size of an array. 100 element I want to store. Then internally array is working on your indexing index. Okay, it is working on index. So here index will start from 0. Index will start from 0. Index will start from 0. Okay, so now 0, 1, 2, 3, it will go for 99 because index will start from 0 and value is 100, right? If you will count this, find that size, it will store how many? 0 to 99. If you are writing this code, then again this is your referenced variable a. Here we have a sum 2020 and this will point here. This is holding this object. So this is your home and this is your pillar. Got it, right? Reference variable is your pillar and this is your home. You are holding this object. You are holding your home on this pillar, right? But here little bit concept are different and this will tell you the type. It will tell to JVM and compiler this is the integer type, you know, 1D array. This bracket will indicate 1D array. Okay, why we are writing this line of the code? When you are writing this, then what is the default value of integer? 0. By default, this 0 will be stored inside this. Okay, now how to store the value inside this? Okay, so why we use an array? Just I have given some overview of that. So coming session we will explore this array because some of the people also wants to learn array concept. I will inform them. They will also join and I'll teach them. Okay, so just I'm stopping your session now. So just what is your job?